AITA for telling my parents they were bad parents to me. I 19 have an autistic brother 20. He's fairly manipulative because he realized pretty quickly that the threat of a meltdown would get him his way every single time. He is considered high functioning by medical personnel, but he's got my parents convinced he just doesn't understand what he's doing, and they don't ever punish him. Doctors have told them that he understands and that he knows what he's doing. They think they know better. They also expect me to revolve my entire life around him. I was never able to do anything I wanted because it upset his routine. I wanted to play a sport, nope, his routine. I wanted to get a job, nope, his routine. Friends? Yeah, forget about that. I tried not to be resentful, but I am. The problem, my parents are flipping out because I plan to move several states away and in with my grandparents soon to attend school. They keep trying to guilt me into staying because of my brother. I usually just say that I'm sorry that they feel that way, but I'm still going. Well, here's where I might be the asshole. My mother was going on and on about how the world doesn't revolve around me and how I was being really selfish and how I was going to ruin my brother by doing this. How they'd always been the best parents they could be to both of us and we both got equal attention. I got frustrated and told her that she was delusional if she thought she or my father were ever good parents to me. They made my life revolve around my brother's. I had nothing of my own. He had to be the center of everything. I said he wasn't the center of the universe even though she tried to make him it. I told her that the only people who were selfish were her and my father because they actively ignored me in favor of babying my brother who played them like a fiddle to make sure he always got his way. I told her that his routine was not my problem, that it was up to them to make the appropriate adjustments, and asked if she really thought I just not live my life because of him. She started crying and I walked off and shut myself in my room. My father is demanding an apology for what I said, but I'm refusing. My grandpa said he's proud that I stood up for myself, but my parents are still demanding an apology for being an asshole. I don't think I need to give them one. AITA here? High five, virtual applause and standing ovation. I was literally fist pumping reading what you told your mom. Good for you. There is nothing to apologize for. You told her the truth. Absolutely nothing to apologize for. You're a teenager, you deserve to do teenager things like play sports or get a job and especially hang out with friends. You deserve your own life and to try new things. Congrats for standing up to them and best of luck for uni. I believe Op's version that he is deaf NTA, but hell, Op's grandpa says he's NTA. I mean, that is pretty significant. They want an apology because they want this to be OP being rude, unreasonable, lashing out some teenage BS rather than being honest. If OP was just being honest, they are bad parents and that's a very hard thing to face. NTA. That said, convincing your parents your childhood was lacking and convincing your parents that your brother has been manipulating them for years and can handle more than he lets on are different things. Honestly, I drop trying to do the second. If they bring it up, sure. But I wouldn't make it your mission to get them to understand. When your father asks for an apology, I'd tell him that you know what you said made your mother sad, you're sad too. You're sad you missed out on having a normal childhood and spent your life feeling like second place. Give specific reasons and examples. Not getting to have friends needs to be first, and explain that without getting to spend time with friends you weren't able to have a normal happy life. I'd be honest that you are moving away because you want a chance to live a normal life and to be happy. If you want, you can tell them that they do have a chance to fix their relationship with you. You're moving away, but there will still be phone calls, visits, holidays, your future family, if you're planning on that, etc. And you hope things will improve between you and you'll want to share visits with them in the future. Your parents abused you. They had this coming. I hope you find a better life and better family out there. Are abusing. And honestly, his parents also really let down his brother. It's possible he really does get incredibly anxious when things change in his routine, because that's very common even in high-functioning autism. I work with autistic kids and you can feel the anxiety at work when you ask them to do something they don't have experience with, don't prefer, isn't in their routine. I can sympathize. But if I know it's necessary for them, and isn't so traumatizing that it will impact their future willingness to learn, I follow through. Imagine if you were never given the chance to confront your anxieties. You would never get over them. It's tragic that the parents never gave his brother the chance to learn to cope and overcome his anxiety, and instead indulged it to a point of driving away their other child and handicapping the kid they were supposedly trying to protect. Any chance you can move now? Agreed. His grandparents are ready and waiting. He should do what he can to move sooner rather than later. He can use the time to settle into his own life. Neither your mom nor your dad wanted to hear the truth. They know you're right and want you to apologize for their abuse of you. As you said, they never wanted to listen to anyone who told them other than what they wanted to hear, and that includes you, Granddad. Do not back down. If either brings up the idea of apology again, ask them when they are going to apologize to you for depriving you of having a life of your own. Do exactly what you did here. Detail the myriad ways they have consistently ignored you to make your manipulative brother happy. Move to be with your grandparents as soon as you can, and when possible, start some counseling therapy to put dysfunction behind you. What his mom and dad really don't want to hear is that they're going to be dealing with the mess they themselves made without a safety buffer once OP goes. I agree with you completely. OP should move in with their grandparents ASAP. Get a job until college starts, get settled in the new area, maybe try joining a hobby group or dating, move on with life. Parents will reap what they have sown. For the record, I'm an autistic adult. It's a developmental disability, not an asshole pass. I told her that his routine was not my problem, that it was up to them to make the appropriate adjustments, and asked if she really thought I just not live my life because of him. Full stop. Full stop. Yep, that about sums it up. Well done. I literally don't get it. Did the parents really expect OP to live at home forever and just find a job that was only during school hours so the brother's schedule wouldn't ever be disrupted? OP, your parents suck. Glad you're getting out, the sooner the better. Your parents made the universe revolve around your brother, and now they want you to play into a silly fantasy where they didn't do that. Think about it this way: you have demonstrated that your parents are easily manipulated, selfish, and foolish. Would you really trust their judgment on whether they are owed an apology? My twin sister is severely autistic, sounds more severe than your brother, but it's largely the same. She plays them like a fiddle. The whole world stops if she even vaguely suggests doing something. Example, we went for a weekend away and didn't do even one of the activities I proposed, just sat on the beach in the rain because she'd said she wanted to go swimming. When I walked away to do my own thing, I was the off for not wanting to spend time with the family. My mom would continually tell me I should get a job from 16-18, but then not let me because I needed to be around after school or at the weekends to be around if my sister needed. It was so frustrating, and your NTA for that frustration coming out. When I moved cities for university, my relationship with my parents improved so much. I stopped being a third parent to my sister and just became another adult who actually got to be her sister. Removing yourself from that role will do wonders for your mental health, and your family will adjust. You deserve your own life and all the experiences that come with it. Don't forget that. Keep your head down and look forward to what's to come. You said what needed to be said. You need to live your own life. Agreed. That said, OP should think about trade school if possible. Outside of STEM degrees, trade schools are cheaper, give more hands-on training, teach actual directly applicable skills towards a career path, and is more likely to lead towards an apprenticeship. I am so sorry. It is really hard being the sibling of a disabled sibling sometimes. I, too, had to give up a lot, but their expectations of you are beyond extreme. Enjoy college. Hopefully, this hard truth and time apart will allow your parents to reflect on how they treated you, and they can attempt to try and mend their relationship with you on your terms. From what OP says, I honestly think the brother will not allow this. Now he will have zero competition for any attention. TBF, it seems like he hasn't had much anyway, as parents have put him first so often, but now they will be sad about OP and open to even worse manipulation. I feel sorry for all involved, but OP especially. I hope OP can finally spread their wings and feel free. Parent of a child with a disability here. You are right to move out. You don't owe your parents an apology. Your mother is incapable to understand that you are not an extension of her or your sibling. She is blind to the abuse you have endured under their care. It is useless to talk to her. Just move out and go on with your life. Your parents might never understand how they are abusing both their children. It usually takes a lot to achieve a balance raising a family with a disabled member, and your parents failed at it. I'm sorry you had to endure so much in your childhood. You are a young adult. Go ahead and build a good life for yourself. Don't bother trying to reason with your parents. They are beyond reasoning. They are probably desperately trying to figure out how to manage without your help.